This is a Revise With Me video all about reflections. So when we're reflecting shapes, you're sometimes given a mirror line if you're looking at foundation papers, or you're told to reflect it in a certain line. So this goes easy and then it starts hard with all these questions. So with this shape, we just want to reflect it in the mirror line. So this is a mirror here. Okay, as I told you, here is a mirror line. And I want this shape to go exactly across. So if I folded the page here, this shape would imprint on this side. And to do that, we look at each of the corners. So I know that this corner is one across from the line, so it's one across here. Therefore, it's got to be one across here. So that new point is there. This one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the line. So I'm going to need it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from the line. So that new point is here. So here are going to be my new points. This new point, then you might be able to draw it from there, but this point is going to be 1, 2 away. So I need 1, 2 away. So that new point is going to be here. And then this point is going to be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 away. So that's going to be there. And then you can join them up with a straight line with your ruler, and that's going to be your shape. So each of the points are the same distance away from this line. So again, this time we've been given a mirror line again, so we've been told to just reflect it in this line. So this shape needs to be reflected over here. So if I folded it like a book by here, this shape just comes over this side here. Okay, so each point would come over. So again, if we're picking the points, this point is 1 away. So on this side, it's also got to be 1 away. So that new point is going to be there. This point from the line is 1, 2, 3 lines away. So we go 1, 2, 3 lines away. I've done that in different colour now, no. 1, 2, 3. So that new point is going to be there. This point, we go 1 away, so that point is going to be 1 away. So it's just the same distance away from the mirror line. So 1, 2, 3. So those points are going to be there. So I can join all them up now. So I can go like this, joining them all up, and we have our reflection. So if I moved the whole of this onto this side, it would be a reflection. Oh my gosh, what have we done? So all of this is now over here. Okay, so the mirror line is drawn for us again. So this is our mirror line, and I want this shape over this side. Okay, so again, it's got to be the same distance away from the line. So you can start anywhere. So if I pick this point, I know that's going to be that distance away, so about 2 away. So I'm going to go to the first dot over here. So that's going to be there. I can see that this point is also going to be that distance away. So I need to do the first dot over here. So I know that line's going to go straight down. If I was to do this line as well, again, same distance away, wrong colour. Same distance away, so I know that line there is going to be like this. Now I just need the rest of the shape. So if I can pick this point, I know that is going to be 1 dot and then the line. So I need line, another dot. So that's the equal distance away. So that's going to be that point there. I can see then that this one is going to be the same, just one underneath. So 1 line, 1 line. Then I hit the mirror, 1 line to the dot, 1 line to the dot, and I hit the mirror. So it's going to be like that. It's okay to use a pencil if you want to sketch those lines out. Makes no difference. Okay, so there I've shaded it all in. Let me highlight it in yellow. So this is all the shape here. So that's being reflected. Okay, rectangle A has been reflected and the image labelled B. Draw the line, mirror line of the grid. A lot of people would just guess this one, but some people go guess and they'll accidentally draw it here but that's clearly not right. Okay, so you want to see how many squares they're apart and then go in the middle. So this was going to be 1, 2, actually let me do it in a highlighter. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 apart. So I know half of 6 is 3. So I need to go 1, 2, 3. So I know it's going to be here. So I can then draw my mirror line, which is going to be this. You need a nice straight line with your ruler. Okay, next one we've got to reflect the triangle A in the x-axis. So the x-axis is the one that goes across. It's got the x next to it. Okay, so this is my mirror line. Okay, so with all these questions now, we need to find our mirror line. It's not going to be given to us. It's not going to label it for us. We're going to have to find it. So this is our mirror. So I now need to reflect this. So I'm going to pick this point. Oh, that's way too big. Pick this point, and it's 1 away from my mirror line. So I know the reflected has got to be 1 away from the mirror line. So that's going to be that point there. I could pick this point now. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4 away from my mirror line. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away from, wrong colour. 1, 2, 3, 4 away from my mirror line. So that's going to be there. This point then is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So I can go 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So those points are there. So I can just join up my triangle now. And there we go. We can see that if I was to fold it right here, if I was to fold it along this line, then those two would be matched each other. Okay, next one, reflect the triangle in the line y equals -1. So this is the bit that people are going to get confused on now. We've got to find our mirror line, and the mirror line is told us that it's going to be y equals -1. Okay, so y equals -1 is where it cuts the y-axis at -1. So this is my y-axis, so I know it's going to be down here. But where does it cut -1? So -1 on that line is all the way down here. So this line cuts it right here at -1. So I know it goes across, it's parallel to your x-axis, but that is the line y equals -1. So I can now draw this triangle on the opposite side down here. So I know this point is 1, 2, 3 away from my line, so the other triangle's got to be 1, 2, 3 away, so that's going to be that point. This one is going to be 1, 2, 3 away, so I can do 1, 2, 3 away, so that point's there. And this top one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away. So those are my 3 points that I can join up now, and there is my triangle. So so you can see that this one has been reflected down here. Okay, next one we've got reflect the shape A in the line y x equals 4. So in the line x equals 4, remember this is going to be cutting my x-axis, so we know this goes across at 4. So here is 4 on the x-axis, so I want it to cut that x-axis at 4. Okay, so it's going to be vertical, it's going to be parallel to my y, but it cuts the x-axis at 4. So I can now mirror this shape on the other side. So this is going to be your fold of where you would fold your paper, if that helps. So this one, this point here is in the middle, but it doesn't matter, it's still 1 away from the line. So I need it 1 away from the line. So that middle point is going to be there. Just get rid of that. Then I've got these points here, so I can go 1, 2, 3 away. So that's 1, 2, 3 away. So from there, I know this point here is 2 away, 1, 2. So I can go 1, 2, that point's there. If you can fill in the rest of the points from those, then that's absolutely fine. Okay, so I know that this goes like that. And there's been reflected. Okay, so I normally can do it after about 1 or 2 points. But if you need to do all of the points, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we've got to reflect shape A in y equals 3. So I need to find the line y equals 3 now. So remember, this is my y-axis at the top here. It's going down. Okay, it's going vertical. So I want it to where it cuts that y-axis at 3. So here's 3 on the y-axis. So I need to cut that line at 3. So it's going to be parallel to my x. It's going to go vertical. It's going to go horizontal, not vertical. What am I about? Okay, so it's going to cut that y-axis at 3. So I need to now reflect this shape down here. Okay, so it's going to go over there. Okay, so we can start by picking our points. So I'll pick this point first. So that's 1 away from the line. So it's going to be 1 away from the line. So that point is now going to be there. This point is 2 away from the line. So I know the other one's got to be 2 away from the line. So that point's going to be there. If you can draw it from there, then that's fine. Go ahead. If you want to do more points, that's also fine. So I pick this point 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 away. So that point's going to be there. And then I know that point is also going to be there. So I can then join them up. And there we have it. So that shape has been reflected here. Okay, another one. Let's have a go. So we've got to reflect the triangle in the line y equals x. Okay, so it's not cutting any axes. It's not cutting a y or cutting an x. So it's not going to look like this or like this. Y equals x is for whatever your y is, your x is going to be the same. So if y is 1, x would also be 1. So that point would be here. If y is 2, x would also be 2, so that's 2, 2. If y was 3, x would be 3. If y was 4, x would be 4. If y was 5, x would be 5. And if you plot those points, you'll get a diagonal straight like that. So that needs to now be my reflecting. Okay, so this is now my mirror line going across here. Okay, so now we need to reflect that shape. So start by picking your points. This is going to go diagonal, but it doesn't make any difference. So this one is 1/2 a square away from the line diagonal there. So this one has got to be 1/2 away. So they are symmetrical, okay? They go in a straight line here. So that's going to be that point. This point is going to be 1 whole square away diagonal here. And then the other side is going to carry on that line. So 1 away here. So that's going to be that point. So I've got 2 points ready to go. You can draw it from there if you need to. If you want to do another one, that's fine. So this point here is 1.5 away. So we've got whole and then a half. So I got the half there. Now I need a whole. So that point is going to be there. This point is 2 whole ones away. So we've got 2 whole ones away. So that's going to be that point up there. And then we should be able to draw it now. So connect all your points, and that's been reflected. This is a tricky one because it's diagonal, so this is going to be a harder one. But you can see if I was to fold my page here, then those two would meet. Okay, you can see they're joining with those my lines there. Okay, next one, we've got to reflect the triangle in the line y equals minus x. So in the previous one, whatever y was, x was, because they were equal. This time, whatever y is, x is going to be the minus of that. So if y was 1, x would be minus 1. So this time that point is there. When y is 2, x would be minus 2. So that point is there. If y was 3, x would be minus 3. So I can see this one is going to be the opposite diagonal. So it still cuts. This is horrible. Oh, it kind of went out for me. Let me see if I can move it over. So we can kind of see that that is going the opposite diagonal away. Okay, so now we can take this circle over to this side. So we know it's going to be in this position over here, because if I was to fold it. So let's pick our points. So we've got this first point here. I know that's 1 away here, 1 whole square away. So I've got 1 whole square away, so that point is going to be there. This point is 1, 2 whole squares away. So I've got 1, 2 whole squares away. My lines are straight. I'm not going wonky. I'm not turning this way. I'm not going up that way. They're staying straight. And we can have this point here is 1, 2, 3 away. So I got 1, 2, 3 away. So that's that point there. So it's a triangle, 3 points. Now I can join them. And there we go. So it's all being reflected. Okay, we've got to fully describe a single transformation that maps triangle A onto triangle B. So we can see it's being reflected. So that's, we got 2 marks. We need to mention 2 things. So first one, that it's being reflected. But we got to say from where. We got to say our mirror line. Okay, so it's being reflected in the mirror line. So we can see here that they're 1, 2 apart. So I know half of 2 is 1, so it's going to be, this is going to be our mirror line. And that is the x-axis, so it's being reflected in the x-axis. Okay, so that's all you need to say for those 2 marks. It's being reflected and in the x-axis. So reflected and where from. Okay, similar one, it's being reflected. Again, we know because it's being reflected. And we've got to say from where, so we can now count the squares in between them and then go halfway. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, I know halfway between 5 is 2.5, so I need to go 1, 2 and a half. So the mirror line is going to be here. So this is a tricky one. So this is cutting my x-axis, so I know it's going to be x equals, and that's in between 0 and 1. So in between 0 and 1 is a half. So you can write that as a half, or you can write that as 0.5. Doesn't matter, they're equal. Okay, so describe fully. Again, for our 2 marks, we need to say it's being reflected. And we can say, gotta say from where now. So again, if I pick the 2 points, so I'm going to pick from this point to this point. They've been 1, 2 squares. So I know half of that I need to go in the middle, so that's going to cut it here. So it's definitely not an x equals or a y equals, because it doesn't cut the x or y equals, it cuts it at 0. But I can see y is 1, x is 1 for this point. Y is 2, x is 2. Y is 3, x is 3. So the y is equal. So if it cuts through this origin, it's either y equals x or y equals minus x. So in this case, they are equal to each other. So it's being reflected in y equals x.